It takes courage to live your dream. It takes courage just to be you. It takes courage to enjoy yourself. Life is too short, and sometimes we don't care about what we really want enough. We care about what everybody else wants. We care about the job, what the boss wants. We care about the family, but we never sit down and really ask ourselves what we want. What do you want? Have you found yourself in this situation? In this video, I'm just going to explain how taking care of yourself is important on every aspect of life. The first aspect I want to touch on is health. Your physical, mental health is very important. Even in the Bible, Jesus said, what is good for man to gain all those riches and lose their life? Because at the end of the day, you want to live a good life. You want to die knowing that you've lived a good life. Here's an example. Some people can live for 40 years only, but in those 40 years, they've lived many lives. In contrast, some people can live 80 years, but in those 80 years, only live one life. So the experiences living a large life sometimes doesn't have to be a long life. It can be compressed. So once you understand that, you understand the importance of being physically healthy, working out, eating right, and treating your body like a temple. We live in a society where a lot of people don't take their body seriously. They're living out of their body. They're living in their phone. They're on social media. They're living a virtual life. But I believe we are in this earth, in this life, to live the human experience, to exist, to be alive. So what's the point of just sitting down all day, being on the phone, scrolling up on Instagram, looking at what everybody else is doing, but not actually being physically active? I think self-care is very important. And if you want to live a good life, it's very important to work out, to build an exercise program. In my experience, I wasn't always the best into that domain. For the longest, yeah, I'll play basketball now and then. Yeah, I'll work out now and then. I never really took nutrition seriously. Occasionally I would work out. I was drinking a lot in my younger years. On weekends when I was going out, I was taking all those Long Islands, not really counting the calories that comes with it. I wasn't a big smoker, but my idea is I wasn't taking care of my body. And it's so easy nowadays to do it, to respond to the demand of others, to feel like taking care of yourself is being selfish. I feel like as a man, most men feel guilty just to take care of themselves. And it's important to work out, have your health checked out, go to the hospital every 6 months, get your blood test, and actually look at the level of vitamin D, the level of magnesium in the blood, check out the hypertension and high blood pressure. All those are factors that can determine the quality of your life. Some people who die at 40, for example, if they had a good quality of life, if they had a healthier life, and if they had a lot of experiences that every day they diversify, they multiply, they actually live longer than people who only do one thing every day for 80 years, who had a long life with a lot of heart conditions, disease. Enough on that. The second part is the emotional dimension. Taking care of yourself also means taking care of your mental health. We live in a society where it's easier for people to push their mental health to the side. But overall, I think everything is connected. I think once your physical, your mental, your spiritual health and dimensions are balanced, that's the key to a good life. But to press the point on the emotional level, it's very important to understand that anything that mess up with your emotion gotta go. Like I said, it takes courage to take care of yourself, to decide that you want the best for yourself. So if you want to die miserable because you want to please people but yourself, you can go ahead and do that. It's your decision. Or you can look at the other way. When you die, guess what? Those people still gonna have their life going on. I've seen a lot of funeral. Most of those people are not gonna show up at your funeral if it rains. Think about that. So make sure that before you sacrifice for whoever, make sure that it's gonna be well received and it's worth it. Talking about sacrifice, one thing I've learned along the years is people don't need your sacrifice. What people need is your self development, your personal development. That means the better you become expressing yourself, expressing your emotion, connecting with people, the better you feel, and people appreciate it more than just your sacrifice. Because people got a wrong impression that if they sacrifice themselves for their kids, for example, they've done their part. And I totally disagree with that. I don't think your kids need your sacrifice. Your kids want, if you're a father or mother, your kids want their dad. They want somebody who's going to be present, somebody who is going to treat them good, show them the way. That's all they remember when you die. So all the people who sacrifice their life, work their whole life for a job, where when they die, they're just gonna be replaced. Nobody's gonna remember that they work on that cubicle. Only person who's gonna miss them are those kids that they spend their whole life working for and they never spend the time with. So think about that. And the third things I want to talk about when I say it takes courage to live your dream, it takes courage just to be you. It takes courage to enjoy yourself. It's a spiritual aspect because I think we are spiritual being living in a body. So whatever you say to yourself, your self-talk is very important. And that's a dimension that I've learned along the years that a lot of people don't understand. They don't understand that whatever action you take, show your brain and your subconscious that you're serious. Whatever you say to yourself is going to be realized. So be careful of your word choice. But a lot of people make mistake too in that area. That is the truth. They believe someone else's opinion about themselves. And what is the opinion of others? Bosses will tell them they're not enough, they're not ready. Family members, teachers, parents will reinforce that idea. You're not enough, you're not ready. And they start believing it without knowing that it was implanted in them. That is not their voice. So by hearing all those voices for so many years, it became ingrained in their subconscious and they start believing it. Yeah, my life changed when I realized that a lot of beliefs that I have are not mine. So the closer I get to 40, the more I have to unplug, like I have to re-educate myself because there's a lot of things that are just automatic that I never signed up for, you know? I never signed up for my voice just to be in the back because I'm an engineer. I don't have to talk. I just have to be behind the computer and compute for all my adult's life. I have all the skills. I'm a human being. Everything else is just practice. I can practice to become a better speaker. I just don't have to let someone else talk on my behalf. The problem is sometimes people will speak on your behalf, speak the right thing. But if you let it happen too often, you will stumble on people who don't speak good on your behalf. And if you don't know how to express yourself, you find yourself in a hole because there might be a boss that you can work with for the next 5, 10 years who never appreciate anything you do. So recognize that you are a multifaceted human being. You were designed by God for a purpose. And if you're still alive, that means God still believes in you. And you got to make a choice. Listen to your own voice that speak to you every day or listen to what other people say. My recommendation to you is to step up. And here's the good news. It takes courage and you have it in you. You can go ahead and change your life overnight. How can you do that? I mean, the quality of your life cannot change overnight, but the direction can change overnight. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's a secret. You can change the direction of your life overnight. Tonight, you can decide, I don't want to live like this anymore. Write it down. This is how I want to live. This is where I want to be in the next 3, 5, 10 years, and start acting upon it. Take the first step and magically happen. So that was my message for you tonight. Be courageous. Take back your life. Reclaim who you are. Go out there and create. We were born to create. If you like it, watch the next video.